Hi all and welcome back. So today we're going to focus on lower body strength session using minimal to no equipment. So I'm going to focus, my main exercise is going to be after warm-up Cossack squats, side to side squats. I'm going to use, I usually do them in the gym with, last time I did it with 25 kilo dumbbell. The heaviest kettlebell that I have is 20 kilos, so I'm going to use that. I'm also going to do some kettlebell swings. You can do it with 20 kilos. I am going to focus on the kettlebell swings with 16 kilos, but you can use any you have. You can also do all these exercises without weights. So we're going to do warm-up. After that, I'm going to do Cossack squats, side-to-side squats. I will give some regressions for those of you, some ideas, suggestions for those of you that are struggling to go deeper. And yeah, that's going to be my main work. And then after that, I'm going to go to some additional exercises, which is going to be reverse Nordics or natural leg extensions. For if you don't know what that means, I am going to show you. For that, you need some padding because you're going to be kneeling. So I'm going to use this yoga mat and also heel slides. And that you can literally use socks depending how slippery the floor is. I'm going to use this sort of blanket because it slides very nicely. You can also use any sliders. And then towards the end, I'm going to finish with a kettlebell swing. So I'm aiming to make it quite nice and efficient, maybe even less than half an hour. So yeah, let's begin. So we're going to start with a warm-up. So the way I like to always start with the warm-up, just with a single leg balance. So I'm going to start standing still, lifting my right leg off the floor and then just gently moving this leg across the space, keeping my supporting leg nice and grounded, just exploring the space. If you struggle with the balance, you can also keep the other leg on the floor, just sliding. I'm going to use my laptop for just using the stopwatch for rest periods. Gradually going further and further. So you can do this, let's say 60 seconds per leg, starting small and then gradually increasing complexities. If you sort of lack creativity, just think about drawing shapes in the air. You can do the hip hinge as well. You can reach forwards. Hip hinge, you can twist to the side and come closer to the floor. If you lose balance, that's fine. Just reset. Okay, I'm gonna switch. Same thing, other leg. I am fairly warm though, because I was filming some lower body videos recently for my coaching, but I'm still gonna do a little bit of this. And again, you can reach forward, you can be more linear, forwards, backwards, opposite side, sideways. You can stay on the floor, really challenging the hip and the ankle. You can do it slow, more mindful, or faster, or chaotic, which I'm probably doing now because I had already 4 coffees. Nice, okay? And I'm gonna come to a stop. So right now, although I'm gonna focus on the lower body, I always like to include some of these. So feet comfortably apart, I'm just gonna add a little bit of rotation, keeping my knees soft. Going from side to side. Arms super relaxed, every time looking behind myself. Now adding a little bit of weight shift. So if I'm turning towards one side, I'm lifting or extending the same leg, lifting the toes up. Just weight shifting on the opposite leg a little bit more. Nice. And gradually fading out. Next one. Think about inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, lowering all the way down into the squat, and reverse, rolling the spine up. Inhaling, rolling down into the squat, and reverse. 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 And I'm gonna stay down in the squat. So as I'm in the squat, opposite hand, opposite ankle. If you need to lift your heels, be free to do so. Reaching up, pausing for 2, 1. Switch. Same thing other side. Reaching either elbow or straight arm. 3, 2, 1. One more time each side. Reach. 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. I can place my hands behind myself, lifting my hips off the floor, and then just gently have a little bit of dodgy left wrist, so I'm being mindful how much pressure I'm putting. You can have your hands flat on the floor. So just think about rocking gently forwards and backwards. So the goal is not to reach the floor. You're going as far as you can, just prepping your ankles, knees, toes. Nice. A few times. Nice. Now seated position. We're gonna anchor the heels and keeping my knees fairly upright, feet slightly wider apart. I'm going towards one side, and then I'm thinking I'm driving my arms sort of more inwards as I fold down, keeping my spine nice and long. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting up, just rolling on the other side. Folding down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, one side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. I'm going to also prepare a little bit for the kneeling variations. So I'm going to sit on my heels. If this is too hard, you can always place your hands, put more weight in your hands as I'm leaning gently backwards and forwards. Backwards. If your shins lift off the floor a little bit, that's fine. Although that's not the goal. Nice. Let's do 2 more reps. 1, 2. Nice. And sometimes just preparing for the actual squat rather than warming up, doing a million exercises, actually doing the exercise. So I'm going to focus, I'm sort of working on the strength range of the Cossack side to side squats, but keeping my both feet flat on the floor. So I'm just going to prepare with the body weight variation. Okay, keeping my chest upright, arms counterbalancing, maybe pausing for a second or 2. Just targeting more adductors. As if you lift your foot up, I'm going to target your hamstrings a little bit more. And usually if I lift my toes up, I can go a little bit deeper, but I am focusing on loading this part, okay? Just a few times each side. In case you struggle with depth here, you can also I'm gonna do it from side to side, but you can actually put 1, 2, 3 yoga blocks on the same leg, and that's gonna allow you to go deeper. And then you can do like 5, 6 one side, and then 5, 6 other side. Rather, common mistake, people just cheating by leaning forwards too much just to go here. So same hip, same bump, reaching, my intention is to reach the same heel as low as I can, okay? So I'm gonna aim to do 6 to 7 reps per side, and I'm gonna rest 1.5 to 2 minutes. You can do more longer than that, but this is just what I'm gonna do, okay? So I'm gonna start with the Cossack squat. This is 20 kilo, keeping the weight nice and close. You can also use dumbbell. So yeah, let's give it a go. So first round, my left leg is a little bit weaker, so I might go first towards that side and then the other side. Ready? And optimal foot distance. And let's give it a go. 1, 2. First few always feels a bit harder. 2. Clicky knees, always 3. First reps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. One more. I'm gonna pause for 3 seconds. 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3, and push. That was first set. I'm gonna put timer 2 minutes. During that time, you can walk around. You can shake, whichever you prefer. As this is gonna be an unedited video, so if you just stuck with me, you can always speed up. But I would recommend to rest, especially if you get too fatigued and you're failing reps. Rest longer. It took me a while to learn that, really focusing on your breath as well. Calming down your breathing, into your nose, out your mouth. So I will aim for 4 sets minimum. Probably it's gonna be 4 sets. If you have more time, you can aim for 5 sets. So yeah, I think this is great. Side to side Cossack squat, great addition to work towards, also to work with additional supplemental drills for side splits, which is one of my main projects. Working on once per week, and this is separate day with other exercises, but this is great sort of additional drill for that. And it's also quite challenging because when you think of it, when you're doing single leg squat, when you're pushing with the weight from one side, you're basically doing single leg squat, especially if you have heavy weight. So you're pushing up with one leg, the other leg is just there for the support. And also as you go deep, always focusing on the range of motion, it can be a really nice tool to develop more range there. This is why I always like to pause for 3 to 5 seconds on the last reps. Okay, 15 more seconds, that's already 2 minutes. Time flies. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 7 per side. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and 7, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, push. Nice one. Timer, 2 minutes. And always with these drills, first set, for example, if I'm doing weighted pull-ups, chin-ups, first set is horrible. Usually every consecutive set, better motor control, you feel better and I perform better. And also clicky knees, usually first set or two, first few exercises, and then it's gone. Speaking of which, so many times I get asked, oh, my knees are clicking, my joints are clicking. If you don't, what's wrong with me? If you don't have any pain parallel to that in those areas, parallel to clicking, usually there's no reason for concern. As simple as that. And usually clicking goes away after a few reps. So already 1 minute. Cloudy and rainy in London today. Started raining now. End of summer, autumn is coming. Not that we actually had much summer. Maybe a little bit of sun in June. September was nice, but July, August. Never really complained that much about weather. Up to like 8.5 years ago when I moved to UK. 30 more seconds. So yeah, Cossack squats, super satisfying. 2 variations, heels flat on the feet flat on the floor, or extended leg lifting the toes up. Entirely up to you. Almost set number 3. When you're chatting, just time goes so quickly. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, and 7. Push, 7. Push. Wow, that was juicy. Resetting. 2-minute rest. Just gonna shut up a little bit, focusing on my breath. Just calming down my heart rate. It's actually quite tough. Usually if I'm exercising, I'm either exercising in silence or listening to music. So doing the exercise and then also chatting, interacting to camera, quite challenging. But I'm not complaining. So yeah, excellent addition, Cossack squats to pistol squats, to side split, front split work, in general, just hip mobility, flexibility and strength. And also you can do it body weight. If you don't have weight, you can make it harder by placing the straight leg on a higher level, a couple of yoga blocks, chair, step, and then you need to travel deeper with this working leg. It's a really nice stretch and it's really great variation as well. Just always aim to have more range of motion. And usually, again, it's like so many other leg exercises, if you have weight, it can actually help you to go deeper into the range. Just realizing I kind of forgot how many sets I did. I think that was 3, 2. Let's give it a go. Definitely 1 or 2 more. 2 minutes finished. Let's give it a go. So 4 to 5 sets of this. You can't go wrong with that. Nice. Resting. I'm gonna do 1 more after. I'm gonna move on. Oh. So yeah, interesting one. I think I left my towel somewhere. It's here. So yeah, just think about a little bit of leaning forward when you're doing it is fine, but try not to overdo it. So usually if people lack range, you can kind of see leaning towards the forward and just being here. So try to go deeper without lifting the heel of the working leg. Toes, very difficult to say, everyone has different hip anatomy, but trying to go forwards, too far out, somewhere in between. So knee following the line of your toes. Let's put it like that. Usually you can't go wrong with that. Usually if your knee is a bit uncomfortable, usually just a slight tweak in that alignment can make a world of difference. So just be mindful of that. So yeah, also reason why I'm doing this today, was supposed to be my upper body strength session. But yeah, I was climbing on Saturday. It was a great session, but I kind of managed to overuse on one of the round holds, overuse my wrist. So it's kind of complaining, getting better, but yeah, sometimes it's good to let it go. There's always something to do. So I was figuring out, it wasn't my leg session today, but figured why not? Still better to do something rather than nothing. And you can never do enough leg work. We need our legs. Okay. This is gonna be the last session of Cossacks, and apologies for forgetting how many rounds. I think this is gonna be 4th round. Ready? And let's go, last round. You can either stay low or push up from side to side. And last each. Oof. Nice. So yeah, for each set it takes me like 35-40 seconds. So I'm gonna give myself a longer rest, 3 minutes at least. And I'm gonna be prepared for our reverse Nordics or natural leg extensions, whatever you want to name it. So the way you do it is you're going on your knees. Feet are, I see people doing it toes tucked in. It can be quite uncomfortable. You can try, why not? Knees, shins sort of parallel. Hip width apart, but as always you can experiment with that. So starting here, I'm just demonstrating. So tuck in your tailbone, squeeze your glutes, focusing on the quads. Counterbalance with your arms. You're going as low as you comfortably can, then going back up, okay? Try not to break your hips, so keeping that nice and straight line. Try not to, variation on your arch lower back is also really good. I like to use it on my back bend classes, but we're just kind of focusing on the quads more. So yeah, try to keep your hips, your glutes engaged, hips straight, engage in your quads, and try not to go in the arch in your lower back. If anything, your upper back is kind of more rounded as you counterbalance. And then if you want to make it challenging, arms on the side or in your pockets to make it a bit more challenging, okay? So 1.5 minutes of rest. So as I finish with the round of reverse Nordics, which I think I'm gonna aim for 8 reps. I'm gonna do something for the hamstrings, so quads and hamstrings, slightly more isolated. So I'm gonna do hamstring slides. So you can do single leg. I will focus on both legs to make it a bit easier. I'm not gonna try to be superhero. So single leg variation, keeping your hips up, arms here for support, hips up, heels digging, extending, and then as you keep your hips extended, driving back, okay? So 8 to 10 reps of this, I'll see how it goes. So yeah. Okay, breathing is calming down. This Cossack, 30 more seconds of rest. These Cossack squats are always, they feel quite intense, I'm not gonna lie, but they feel manageable. But then day or two afterwards, all of the area, the groin area, hamstrings, front of the hip, you literally feel all that area very intensely, intense DOMs. Very effective work. Okay, so I'm gonna start preparing. So we said 8 reps. Probably not gonna go as deep first round. And tucking in the tailbone, squeezing the glutes, arms in front. And let's go. 1, 2. Haven't done these for a while. 3. It's also intense on the ankles, so be mindful of that. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. You can also do the variation where you probably should have done that, but too late now. You can do variation where you hook a resistance band, even just red resistance band, you hook it on anchor point, and you do it with that. So you have extra support, holding it close, and you can feel really nice. You can probably go a bit deeper. And let's go with these. Hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna do 2 more. 11. And now last, I'm just pausing this straight position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing back. Nice. 2 minutes rest. Oh. So, first one, reverse Nordics, kneeling variation. So, by the way, 8 reps, and then these 10 to 12 reps. You can also do single leg variations, probably less reps. 3 sets, we'll do 3 sets of these. So yeah, could probably go a bit more intensely with this one. Might try single leg variation, and then maybe 6 reps per side other round. It didn't feel that intense. This one felt quite intense, surprisingly on the ankles. So yeah, I have 2 minutes rest again. So hope all of these make sense. And I think there's some value to this, to these raw unedited videos, where you can see me just being human, regular person exercising, and sometimes also just chatting like this can bring some ideas from my head, just to present them more easily. And I'm just kind of more used to this format because this is how I teach as well. Obviously not after demoing people do the exercises, but it just kind of feels nicer. It's like you exercising with me rather than, well, I'm filming exercises and editing, filming, editing, stopping, trying again. So yeah. And if I make a mistake, it's visible. So what? We all do. We all make mistakes. Might actually use this underneath my ankles. Might be more easier to do drills, a bit softer. Nice idea, me. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and round number 2. Taking the tailbone, squeeze the glutes. Yeah, so much nicer on the ankles. So put some padding underneath so you can go a bit deeper. Ooh, final reps. And last one. Oof, intense. So I'm gonna try 6 reps, single leg glute bridge. What am I saying? Single leg hamstring slides. Oh, we have a bit of sun coming out. So let me do weaker leg first. So left one, gonna have more support. Hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7. The last I'm pausing for 1, 2, 3, slide. 10 seconds break in between. I always like to have a mini break if I'm doing single sides, sometimes maybe even longer. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice. That was much better in regards to intensity. I am gonna feel this tomorrow. So one more round of this. I'm perfectly timed. I am teaching class after this. So yeah. After this, what did we say? Kettlebell swings. Oh dear, I'm gonna feel my hamstrings tomorrow. So I never really train. I mean, I do, but I never really train in regards to just, okay, I'm just gonna focus on muscle groups. Okay, I am now, just kind of quads and hamstrings, more isolated manner, more like patterns and skills like Cossack squats, and you know, you're gonna have glute activation there, quads are gonna work, your groin area, your adductors, and then here slightly more isolated. And then hip hinge explosive with the kettlebell swing. So yeah, you kind of cover all the muscle groups. 1 more minute. And recently what I realized upon reflecting on my lower body kind of development and work after I've been in hiking in Norway in June this year, like I thought my legs are strong, they're not strong. So more endurance, more explosive work. So I started doing more plyometric, single leg, you know, quick changes of directions, box jumps, starting with the box jumps and then other variations. So yeah, I think it can make like a very well-rounded approach. I do cycle a lot. I think I mentioned this on some other videos. A lot of cycling, almost daily. So I don't really do much running, which yeah, probably should include some running. But yeah, should is always dangerous thing to say. Okay, so last round of this. Preparing everything. Let's try to make it a bit harder as the last round. So no counterbalance, arms on my thighs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 6, 7, 8. Ooh, that was intense. Oh. And we're gonna go into single leg hamstring curls. Whew, that was intense. My knees. Okay, let's go with the left leg again first. So hips up, and let's go. 1, 2. Keep your hips up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and pause. 1, 2, 3. Slide. Oh, whew, juicy. And the last one, lifting up, hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and pause. 1, 2, 3. Oh, done. Okay, 3-minute rest, and finishing with kettlebell swing. Again, I'm gonna catch a breath, and then I'm gonna demonstrate how to do the swing. Haven't done these for a while. Every once in a while, I kind of like to reintroduce them to my practice. I know there are certain modalities that are like very strict about kettlebell swings. There are some protocols and certifications. But yeah, in a way, I agree with some of the rules, written, unwritten rules. So it should be hip hinge, explosive hip hinge, arms being fairly relaxed. Okay, so when I see people doing kettlebell swing in regular gyms, no momentum and just using your arms to lift the kettlebell up. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see okay, you're working on your shoulders, but that's about it. As opposed to like this explosive, almost like beginning of the jump position where you just extend and jump, but actually without jumping. So yeah, the way I teach it, so feet comfortably apart, maybe slightly wider the hips, knees bent, keeping the arch in your lower back, so I'm hip hinging. Mind you, if you round back a little bit, there's always going to be some level of flexion, as you know. So kettlebell is probably going to be here behind, so don't turn it into squat. So arms are straight, elbows slightly bent. You want to keep them relaxed. So I'm gripping, nice and strong grip. If you need some chalk, if your hands are sweaty, you can use that. And then you swing forwards. Notice as I swing forwards, I exhale, squeeze my bum, hips explosively forwards. And I don't need to go super high. This is fine level. And then the weight, that momentum, as it goes back, sort of follow it. And then again, it's almost like you're focusing on your nice and strong explosive breathing. And the kettlebell itself, the weight itself, this is sometimes if it's even heavier, it's actually helpful because you create that momentum. So what I'm gonna try to do today, I'm gonna try to do 20 reps every minute for 5 minutes. And that's probably gonna kill me completely. But yeah, bit of conditioning, 30 more seconds. So I'm gonna put my laptop not necessarily in front of my kettlebell, I'm gonna smash it, but it's gonna be here. Okay, so I can see. So you can do 10, 15 reps, but I'm gonna try to do 20 reps each minute. Then resting, then every start of the minute, 30 more reps. So I'm gonna shut up as I do this because it's gonna be quite intense. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 1. Safely placing the kettlebell back. 30 seconds, not bad. Could be faster. Really engaging your glutes as you drive your hips forward. Hamstrings are already a bit sore, so I want to be careful. 6 more seconds. Slightly better than the first one. 25 seconds. Well, the mind sometimes wanders, so I am trying to focus on doing the exact number of reps. Forgive me if it's not correct. Aim is 20. Minute number 3. Every time so far different. 2 more rounds. Two more rounds as I started with 0. So already. Last round, so 5 sets. And then we're gonna cool down. Hands getting sweaty. Always be careful where you're pointing the kettlebell. Towards the wall, the best, not towards others. Common sense. Last round. I added some extra for the end. Oh, that was intense. Not much time to rest. Excellent way to elevate your heart rate and your breathing rate. Worst thing you can do now is just coming to the stop. You just walk around, have a little bit of shake. So yeah, how long? I think slightly more than half an hour, maybe for this session, or something like that. My time management skills are horrible. So, the way we're gonna finish is I always like to finish. You can be supported on the wall or just be freestanding, just with a little bit of shake. So shaking the leg, being mindful of the kettlebell and the laptop in any sort of, not any way, I would say more relaxed, so no tension. No tension whatsoever. First one, then switch. As you're also trying to calm down your breathing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session. I'm a big fan of keeping it simple, as you probably know. Time efficient, because let's be honest, who has time to train for an hour and a half and so on? Sometimes I would even consider this too long. Nice. And I'm gonna do one more, which is really nice. We did it before in movement classes. Just lying down on the floor, sort of full body massage where you're just lying down anchored with your heels, everything else is relaxed. And then just your feet gently, as your heels are anchored, pointing in your ankles forwards and backwards. So dorsiflexing and plantiflexing. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes open, whichever you prefer. And you decide how quick, how much you want to have. So this is cause hopefully this ripple effect throughout your body. So everything, especially in the back, is just gently shaking, almost like gently massaging. As you focus on calming down your breath. And again, up to, in terms of reps, time, you can aim for minutes, 2 minutes, it's entirely up to you. And then you can gradually fade out, and then you can also just stay lying still on the floor, contemplating your life choices. Just melting away any excessive tension into the floor. And then when you're ready, you can just gently get up. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I will feel this tomorrow, I'm not gonna lie. So hopefully my wrist gets better till tomorrow. But yeah, it was nice and effective. A little bit of explosive work, a little bit of sort of active flexibility slash mobility work, some isolated work, bit of everything. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. If you have any feedback, let me know. If you enjoyed the session, please like, subscribe, share, blah blah blah, all of that. So always appreciate any comments, any feedbacks. So yeah, thank you so much. Take care and see you soon.